My name's Teresa Hermanson, and I'm a social worker for the Stoughton Area School District, which is a rural district of a student population about 3,000. In my role as social worker, I work very closely with our homeless families, and I see the struggles that the students go through, sometimes on a daily basis, not knowing where they're gonna stay or if they're gonna be safe. Last school year, we identified 77 students who were homeless, and those were just the ones that we became aware of. While some were living in hotels or staying at campgrounds or in their family vehicle, the majority of the students that we identify are doubled up. They're living with other families, sleeping on their couch or on the floor in common living spaces. They have no privacy, no routine or schedule to depend on, and no space to call their own. When you look at the demographics of the students who are identified, what is very striking is the overrepresentation of the students of color. Of the 77 students who are identified, 51 were students of color. In other words, 66% of our student population living in homelessness were students of color, and only 17% of our entire student population. It is our students of color who are especially impacted by the negative consequences of homelessness, which we know in turn can also have a negative effect on their overall health, their school attendance and achievement, and even dropout rates.
I am Linda Muller, President of the Housing Advocacy Team of Stoughton HATS. Our mission is to address homelessness within our community. Our goal is to allow families to have the opportunity to first have stable housing and then to have case management services so that they can establish and work toward goals for self-sufficiency. Our plan is to build multiple apartments or duplexes to serve these families, interspersing them throughout residential areas. Wisconsin Partnership for Housing Development is building our first 4-unit apartment building, which we anticipate will be completed by this fall. Stoughton Area Resource Team, START, will be screening the applicants for this housing. The target population is families with children in the Stoughton School District who are experiencing homelessness. START will then provide ongoing long-term case management for these 4 families. START has been serving the community for over 16 years, but in a role of crisis management. With this collaboration with HATS, the case management offered to the families will now be long-term, allowing families to work towards self-sufficiency rather than moving from crisis to crisis. This will require additional START staff hours, and HATS is responsible for raising funds to cover these services.
My name is Cindy Thompson, and I am the Executive Director for the Stoughton Area Resource Team. START has been providing a safety net for those in crisis since 2003. 44% of the households served in the past year were Black, Hispanic, Asian, or multiracial. In the 2017-2018 school year, 36 different households identified as being literally homeless. START provided case management services to these families related to their housing needs. With this new project, we will be able to meet with families ongoing, providing case management and wraparound services to help them obtain and maintain self-sufficiency going forward. These families will have a safe and secure home, allowing them to work on other barriers, which include employability, mental health, childcare, budgeting, and more. A key component of this project will be providing local and safe, affordable housing in Stoughton to prevent these families from being uprooted to the emergency shelters in Madison and the outlying area. By providing them with long-term case management, this will allow them to sustain permanent housing going forward. Since the target population of this project is homeless families with children in the Stoughton Area School District, and 66% of those children who are homeless are students of color, this project cannot help but to address this racial disparity.
And finally, at the conclusion of the video, the slogan for the Housing Advocacy Team is, "Everyone deserves a place to hang their hat."